Hello everyone. In this video, we'll talk about one sample t-test. Now, when and how do we conduct this one sample t-test? We usually use the t-test for comparing means. If we have one sample and we want to analyze whether its mean is same as or different from a test value or a population mean, we will conduct the t-test. So first we'll conduct that t-test and then we'll talk about its interpretation in this video. So let's start with the data that I have here. I would test my e-womb credibility and I would test that its mean value is at 3. So the first step would be I would click on Analyze, then I'll go to Compare Means. And there in compare means I have one sample t-test. I'll click on that. Now I'll just reset the settings here. Among the variables that I have in this set, I'm going to choose the e-womb credibility. Here it goes. This is the variable that I have here. And I'm going to test it against the mean value 3. So what exactly I'm testing here? I'm testing if my sample e-womb credibility is same as 3. So that is what my test is going to check. I'll click OK, and these are the test results that I have gotten here. So what I'm simply doing is that I'm copying and pasting these test results into my Word file. I'll click on that, I'll click on Control-C, and I'll go on the Word and I'll click on Control-V. So here's my test file. These are the results. This is what I've got. Now, the first important thing that I need to remind myself is that what is the null hypothesis of this test? The null hypothesis of this test is that my sample mean, which is x bar, I don't have x bar here. Let me put the x bar here. X bar. All right, I'll just simply put x over here, but it's not x, it's actually x bar is equal to a test value. And in our case, it's right now 3. And the test results are also showing it over here that this is the test value. We are testing that our sample mean is equal to 3. So what does the result show? Now, the first thing is one sample statistics. Now it is telling us that the sample size was 278 and the mean value of the sample was 3.40647 and the standard deviation is 0.6859, and that's the basic information, but it doesn't tell us that whether the mean is same as 3 or not. This is what the table below will tell us. Now here, if you remember, we have 3 ways of telling whether the null hypothesis is retained or rejected. If our t value is greater than 1.96, then we will reject the null hypothesis. If p value is less than 0.05, then also we reject the null hypothesis. And if there's no 0 between the class interval or the confidence interval, it does not have a 0, then also we reject the null hypothesis. Now we can see that here very clearly in all these 3 criteria. The t value, it is greater than 1.96. The sig value, it is less than 0.05. And our lower and upper interval does not have 0 in between them. So our null hypothesis that sample mean is equal to 3 is rejected. So it means the mean is different from the test value. Now, if you look at this value over here, it's in positive. Now, if it is in positive, it means our value of mean of the current sample is this much higher than the test value. How would we write these results? This is how we do that. Now we have these results over here. The interpretation is very simple. We would say the results show EVOM credibility is 3.40647. I've just simply copy pasted the mean value from this table on the top here. Look at this. It's just here, same as that. Plus minus 0.69. Now, where did I get this 0.69? This is coming from the standard deviation. We always put the standard deviation plus minus with the mean value whenever we are reporting it. Then we would write that the null hypothesis that the sample mean is equal to 3 is rejected. The mean of the sample is statistically significantly different from 3. And now this is how what we should always write. Like, your words can be a little different, but these statistics, the way you're reporting them, they should this format should be retained. Now the first thing what I've done is I've reported my class limits CL, and then in the box bracket I have reported both the upper and the lower class limits here. Then it is comma T, and after T I have degrees of freedom. You can see here in the table the degrees of freedom is 277 equals to 9.881. This is very evidently here, the T value, comma, P is less than 0.05. The sample mean is 0.46475 higher than the test value. This is the interpretation that we would have, and that's how we report our one sample t-test.